a year from now, we needed to move for a special general assembly. We did that, however, we are not going to present who finally it is and everything, even though we are already in talks with this member organization, because the next exco in position needs to approve the vote that we already made. They need to agree what has been made, and without that, I do not feel comfortable just saying it out, and then they decide. So the first executive session that was taking place in February was called by Timo Van Liel. He was an MD at that time, in which we talked about the situations going on in Bali and how the whole went. After that, we had another executive session on the 9th of March. It was after Timo has resigned, and we had to decide how we want to move forward regarding selection of new MOD. On 25th, we elected our new MOD, which is Blessing. On 5th of May, we had an executive session just to discuss some internal issues that we had inside of our executive committee and running the association. Then on 21st of May, we had another because of inactiveness of officials, and we needed to decide the future of some of the officials. And then finally, we had one today regarding the attendance of some of the officials that were supposed to be here. Unfortunately, they will not. And that's it. Thank you for your attention. Are there any questions or comments?
Yes, I can say extra video number 27. Explain what an executive session is.
I'm not sure that we get to. Yes.
Yes, I can say extra video number 27. I am going to explain what an executive session is. So as some of you might know, we as EXCO have EXCO meetings, and everybody is welcome to sit in on those meetings, listen, and consult, and needed give their opinion. However, sometimes things happen, and we as EXCO decide, or someone at EXCO calls for the executive session to have a meeting in which only members of the executive committee are allowed to be in. These minutes, of this meeting, there will be minutes, but these minutes are not free for everyone to look at, while minutes from a normal executive session, executive committee meeting, everybody can look at those. So that's the difference. It's a meeting with EXCO, but without visibility to everybody, and because that's needed for some topics, and also we plan a really short in advance that we can be there next week, and we'll make sure we'll be there of the night. I will explain it for people who haven't heard executive sessions before.
Thank you, Tessa. Anybody else? Seeing none, we can move on to the next topic, and that is committee coordinator, Rosanna.
So the virtual IVSA is meeting number 10. It's not there. So I'm going to talk about the achievements and the good things I did during this term. Don't worry, we're going to go in details about that because I think it's very important. So first, what was made and approved in the last GA in Bali during the symposium was a standing committee and network guidelines. Basically, this is like a kind of good document which is explaining how to create a new standing committee or network inside IVSA. This document is also having a proposal of template for IVSA standing committee network and the strategic plan requirements. So basically, it's explaining fully in detail the process of making a new balance inside our committees and networks because we didn't have anything like that before we had this as well. And with this also, we needed to do Steering Committee on Network Violence. It was prepared by me at one of the college church in IVSA, Italy. Basically, what we changed that we added the definition of Steering Committee on Network and we added the highlights of dissolving all approval of candidate Steering Committee on Network because something like that never existed earlier in IVSA. Also, what I did after Valley was preparing a policy manual. This is a document which is explaining how to write policy documents inside IVSA. Because one of the main goals of committees and networks is to policy and advocating on behalf of IVSA, but we also didn't have a guidelines in the past, so I decided to write them. Basically, inside this document, we're having examples of policy documents, ways of writing policy documents, take comments on the papers, and a structure example and layout instruction. So yeah, okay, so basically right now it's only for IVSA officials, but the main plan is to make it of course public to all of the IVSA members because you also can use it to make do something useful with this document and do also a policy thing inside your member organizations. Another thing what we did was the National Committees and Networks database, because inside the member organization, the local chapters of IVSA, we are having a lot of bodies which are similar or are working on the same topic as our global committees and networks. And I think that we can get more things if we are going to collaborate together. Both IVSA Global and you as a member organization and local chapters. So my lovely secretaries Ariana and Shio prepared the whole database with all of this information. So it was my dream, and I hope it's going to be a goal for the next CC to collaborate with national committees and networks by doing projects together, like for example webinars, and by doing this we can give the space for global committees and networks to focus more on policy and advocating, because this is a very important thing we should do as IVSA Global. Another thing is national to do it, but I'm just excited to do it. As I already mentioned, we are having a lot of similar bodies inside the member organization and local chapters, but sometimes for some members it's very confusing because the national bodies are using the logo of the global. So we members were thinking something made by, for example, IVSA, the Committee on Regional Education in Nigeria, was done by the IVSA colleague of IVSA Global. So that's why we decided to make it a little bit easier for you also to have a unique logo for your own national committee or network. What I also did this time that I changed the whole structure of the ambassador program inside committees. For your explanation, during the first term, ambassador term was starting in one term and was finishing in another term. So we were having a gap, which is basically the Congress and the whole handover period, during which ambassadors were left alone because the committee teams didn't have ambassador manager at this time because they were still in the process of choosing. So I think it's very sad for these people to be only during one term. Okay, it's shorter, but this duration fixed the previous issue we had with them, so we are not anymore going to have ambassadors who are left alone, basically. What I also did this term, it was to committees and networks in policy. Basically, during the last years, we didn't have any new papers coming out from policy and networks, and this term, as you can see, we are having 3 of them. They are also going to be presented during the next week, so please read the documents we sent to you because we put a lot of work in this. There are also paper for pathology network supported by the Senate Committee on One Health that written by members of Senate Committee on One ongoing papers written for animal network or SCOBY or animal welfare committee, which I hope is going to be presented in the future. Another thing I changed because I was a chair in the past, so I know that sometimes we like to, fight between others and show which committee is the best, but I think the main goal is to work together because we can get more things done and make it better for you, basically, when we are collaborating. So basically, we serve almost every committee was collaborating with another committee and network, and we were having a lot of collaboration posts, which were including all of us were having inside from this network, for example, for water. Another thing what was done by me, but also by PRC team, was to increase visibility of communities and networks on IVSA global social media. So basically, together with Valeria and with her basic ideas, we are having more stuff on IVSA global pages right now about communities and networks. And also, we updated this the website on IVSA, the subpage of communities and networks on IVSA website, and increase the usage of members portal by communities and networks. And also this is another really nice thing we did. So basically, first time ever, we had networks workshop during the live event. We had them in Bali, and we're going to have it here. And it's like the first time ever we are using, let's say, our networks to do something cool for you during the live events. And another things we could achieve was that the study committees and networks were present during all regional symposia this term. And also it's the first time of that. And another thing, grants, for your information, with the SIVA and work grants for the grant. So this was my first thing I did this term, so fix the situation. We also made a new term edition SIVA grant with the welfare committee, and it's also already approved and done. Also, we did SCOBY grant, which is also done, all of the MOUs, so official contracts and papers were written and very approved. And together with the chair of SCOCA, we prepared a proposal from the next term to have SCOCA grant for doing the soft skills activities inside our organizations. And the last and very important thing we are going to do, that finally after 3 years of having a network and wide episode of a network, being a candidate, we are going to approve or dissolve them. Basically, we are going to make a decision in the next GA about the situation of my network and why the result of my network. So please read the reports we send you, because I know that my church is a lot of work with that, and it's very important to finally make something with the networks which we are having and this event. So yeah, just, but of course, not everything is also always very nice, and we are also having sometimes challenges. First of all, it's as always communication barrier, because we are coming from different regions, we are all different people, so sometimes I had a problem with communication by the team of colleague coordinator. We are also having a lot of both in communities and networks being inside, but also I had to resignation from church. And of course, we are still dealing with lack of resources to do some bigger projects we wish to do, but I hope we will be able to change it in the future. And as you can see, we also have a lot of timelines. That's why I made this timelines for this network. That's why I decided to work for this manual. And of course, personal time is so everyone has to deal with something. And at the end, I would like to thank you all of my chairs. Some of them you can see, I think, yeah. We are having classes here, we are having Gabriela here, so thank you for the whole world of dealing with me, because I know I'm hard sometimes. And yeah, I'm very proud of you. I think you should know that, and I'm very proud of all of the people who are on the picture. Maybe are not here, but they are not the only ones to help me. I also invite my amazing secretaries, Ariana. Yes. Yes, basically you can see Sheila, Ariana, and Alice. Without these girls, I couldn't do anything I did this time. So thank you. And of course, thank you to Extra for your support. So, and yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Are there any questions for Lisa? Seeing none, thank you, Lou. We are moving on with the GA1 onwards, and first is Equine Network, and I think Michelle is going to present it. Internet is not being done.
Oh, here it is. Michelle Bergman, IVSA USA, and number 45. So I'm going to be talking to you guys about what we've been doing with the Equine Network for this past term for 2023 and 2024. So first off, our original chair, Luna, created a new logo, had a new logo created for us. So that's our new logo that we had for the start of our term. She also made it to our color palette. And then we got our new team together with Luna from Indonesia as our chair, Kaya from the US as the secretary, and a large team of everyone's event and project managers, resource publication managers, and external relations and social media managers. Partway through the term, Luna resigned and the chair position was taken over by Hope from IVSA Nigeria. And we have managed to do some activities within our term, endocrine from productive topics and sports medicine. We had our first journal club meeting in November of 2023 on equine obesity and insulin resistance, where we chose a journal article and we had a discussion that was pretty successful and had a turnout of about 30 IVSA members, and it went very well. In February of 2024, we had our first hybrid event. We had a webinar that was joined with my university at Virginia Maryland College of Veterinary Medicine, with our boarded sports medicine equine specialist giving a lecture on suspensory ligament injuries and diagnosing and treating them. And we had about 20 people in person and about 25 people online, so we had a really good turnout for that. And it was a very effective lecture. And then in June, we had a journal club discussion on neurology, where we created a hypothetical case based off of a real case that I saw in practice, and we talked about the methods for performing equine neurology exam, as well as talking about like advances in neurology. Other regular activities that we do are flashcards according to the theme of the month. So, for example, the theme of the month is nutrition, so we put on flashcards, quizzes. We also have read of the month flashcards. Just to kind of try to get people engaged in equine medicine, equine care in general. A big highlight of this past term was the Equine Network Conference, which was held in Rabat, Morocco in October of 2023. Huge shout out to the organizing committee from IVSA Morocco. They did an amazing job organizing that. It was a great event. We had multiple in-person speakers from all over the world, including professors like the founding professor for equine reproductive science. We had multiple lectures in person. We were able to the Salon Bushira in just south of Casablanca, and that was an amazing experience in Morocco. We were able to do with that. Established a few collaborations, including with Hyraco, which is an Estonian student organization, with a specific interest in equine veterinary medicine. With them with the potential to possibly coordinate together on some future events, some webinars, promote each other's content on social media, and promote each other's events and things like that. We also had our Equine Week, which is still ongoing with SCA as a collaboration, specifically focusing on the role of the human-animal bond in equine welfare. We were able to have a panel discussion on in sport and how to do it effectively and ethically. And we had a video contest where students could submit content about equine human-animal bond, and we were able to give out prizes and have engagement on that subject. We also had a FIVA collaboration for IVSA Europe regional students, and that's a really great opportunity that they were able to participate in such a large organization with 5 practitioners. Looking forward to more collaborations with them. Like I said, the Equine Week has been ongoing, and there's still events going on with that, so I highly recommend that people engage with those. And the last thing that we have thus far in our term is that VetPD has invited us to engage in their panel discussions coming up this November. Space is free, and so we have coordinated with them to advertise that to our members. Thank you guys for listening. Are there any questions?
We are moving on to the next presentation, and that is Mr. Jesus. The conversation. Wait for.
Alrighty, Jesus Hernandez, IVSA USA, video number 66. Okay, so who's excited for some exotic animals? Alright, so the Wild Exotic Animal Network, guys, please pay attention to as much of this as you can. It's a very important topic, so your attention to this is very important. Alright, so in our webinars, the student-led case discussion, we unfortunately only been able to do one, and then we have one that's scheduled, but due to Congress and everything, we haven't it yet. We also had a webinar series of 2 days in collaboration with IVSA USA Purdue and the Wild Exotic Animal Network, which it was kind of like a hybrid event. So we had about 30 people in person and then about 15 to 13 people joining us online. And then we had Dr. Morales, who came from Guatemala. And we also did another webinar collaboration with Purdue as well that we did with Dr. Amanda Saul, and that was also a great success. So here's some of the webinars that we did. There are 2 that we did with Purdue, and the Purdue Exotic Club as well. And then the 30,000 ones, the one that's still ongoing, we have it all ready to go. We just haven't selected it. So a lot of the things that we did, the standing committees and networks, I mentioned. So we had a collaboration with SCA, where we had Dr. Irene talk to us about how to deal with zoological wildlife, but also the welfare aspects of it. As Sue also mentioned, we did the World Veterinary Day post. We also had the well post in collaboration with the Pathology Network. So sometimes we do like little spoilers, where the Exotic Animal Network will post something related to an upcoming post from the Pathology Network, which they will cover the pathology of the animal that's being covered. We also had the International Women's Day, where we had the opportunity to recognize Dr. Jane Goodall for contributions to primatology and conservation. And we've done a few collaborations with Pathology Network, including a series for new world candidates and old world candidates, which that's our most recent activities that we have done, which were really successful. And Sophia, who's also here, she was one of the students that helped us get in contact with Dr. Kapiki at CSC. Okay, so working with them, we worked with MENA doing some posts because we wanted to get more MENA collaboration. So we did the FedEx box, which was done literally right in the middle of the symposium in Indonesia, and then with Asia, we were able to do a webinar, which was also very successful, and we got to work with the Asia team and get to know them a little bit more. And we did our second collaboration with MENA, which was the panel. So I couldn't find my planning box, but it is on our Instagram. And then here's our collaboration with Asia, and the last collaboration that we did with MENA, which was the panel. So one of the biggest things were to try to get more involved in regional symposiums. So we were able to do webinar for the Americas Symposium, and we also were able to participate at the European Symposium in Turkey, and that one was actually in person, which is really cool. So here's the 2 workshops that we were able to do, collaborating in regional symposiums. And then live events, we had our first ever live workshop in Bali, and I feel like a lot of the students had a lot of fun. It was really a great experience. Dr. Eric, who is one of Bali, she was amazing, and she gave an incredible presentation on handling exotic animals. And as mentioned, we had the Europe Regional Symposium, which was also an in-person workshop. So here's us looking all happy with our stuff about it because we couldn't get like this. World Wildlife Day, where they were having some webinars, which we were very happy to help promote and participate with that on them. And we also continue to do multiple more. So these are some of the as far as surveys, unfortunately, it's hard to get students to fill them out just because I feel like we're always busy, which is understandable. But we tried to do a list of surveys. One of them was like talking about like exotic pet ownership. So I was very interested to see how many IVSA members own exotic pets, just out of curiosity, because there's many different countries that have bylaws and regulations on exotic animal and if you're allowed to have it or not. We only have 4 participants, but it's still open, so it's still an ongoing project, and I'm happy that at least my team members and some people try to participate. So as soon as we have more participants, hopefully we can share with you more data that have a little bit more numbers. Lastly, this has been an incredible opportunity. I highly encourage you guys to look at my report. This is like not even half of the stuff that I have on my report. I really took a long time to make sure that I provided all of you with very presentation of everything that has been going on with the exotic network for them. So if you guys have any questions, I highly encourage you to come to me tonight, tomorrow morning, just ask me questions regarding the network, any concerns. If you're just interested in exotic animals, I'm happy to help you find opportunities that can increase your knowledge within this field. So thank you so much. Thank you to my team and for everyone who made this turn possible. Better thank yourself.
Seeing none, you can ask him at any point where you see him somewhere around. Okay. Thank you, Jesus. We are now moving on to the technology network. The internet is not implementing.
So one of the first things I want to cover is that we have a strategic plan to grow individual networks, and a 6-month goal, a 1-year goal, and a 2-year goals, and just like various different things within that. And we actually have completed most of our things for our team. So we one of the hardest things our network provides is our webinars. So many of you may not know, but pathologists are actually very excited to share the knowledge that they have. ECVP, so American College of Veterinary Pathology, and European College, ECVP, European College of Veterinary Pathology. Pathologists, both anatomic and clinical, present for us various topics, including veterinary pathology, West Nile, opportunities within clinical pathology, what the digital pathology space looks like in anatomic pathology, and also forensic pathology. So these are all things that people are really interested in about. And so we had the incredible way to teach these another thing that we focus on is working to making teams and networks and partnering to ensure that we have different events available to all aspects of veterinary medicine. And so within that, we partner with Lean, with Scobie, and a lot of other networks in several spaces. So one of our really big projects was with me as Jesus mentioned, we did work with Dr. Avalanche, who was actually very interested in doing multiple webinars for us with the new world candidates, old work candidates, and then just various species. He is a very enthusiastic veterinary anatomic pathologist, and so just working with him and other pathologists is a very cool experience, and I think using the knowledge they have was a very valuable experience to share with other veterinary students. We also did a pathology quiz marathon where we as a team on the pathology network came up with various questions for people to compete and have prizes for the winners, and that was really fun because we had to share a little bit of what veterinary education looks like from different regions. We also partnered with the Equine Network during the 72nd symposium to put on a little like forensic pathology and one of our actually previous webinars reached out to us, and she's actually a former IVSA for herself, and so she's really interested in kind of coming back and getting the knowledge that she has. Within that, we also had several member organizations reach out to us for like things that we could offer them. So we have our Microsoft at Monday where we post a little slide and see people can kind of guess what it is, and then we release the answer a couple days later. We had a couple of very successful study sessions just for areas that people felt that they weren't getting enough information on in school, so we were able to provide that. And then we also, like I said, Dr. Avalo was very enthusiastic about holding more information about camelids, so I think that's a very interesting opportunity to cover. And then we actually had a couple of live events as well. So within our various symposium, like the Sub-Saharan Africa symposium, actually one of our team members was actually able to partner with a couple of veterinarians in the area and hold a panelist discussion within IVSA America. We had a pathologist from the Smithsonian Museum to be able to get a publication report. Very exciting for us. So yeah, just working with different veterinarians across the world and providing more information. And then one of our members of our team actually made a very lovely website with all the webinars we have, just more general information, and then all the links to our Instagram post. And then it just has like everything we've ever done on that website, so I highly suggest you check it out. We also have had our member for external relations develop several contacts. So we did reach out to the American College of Veterinary Pathology, and we hope to send a team for next year to this year actually to our in Seattle this year. So that'd be very cool. We're hoping to get. We are working with the Global Alliance for Disease Control and to get more information for more of the promotional stuff for the state to provide that to you guys. And then we have a proposal sent to IX that we're waiting to hopefully partner with them on more ideas to come up with for you guys. And then we actually had a very interesting companies reach out to us. It's called PAW Scientific Education Technology Application, and they actually have an app. It's only for Android users right now, but it's basically like a 3D anatomy program. So that was very cool to partner with them. And it's actually worked out a deal for them to give you guys all memberships if you guys are interested. But it actually has it's a working product, I guess, but it's like a very cool 3D digital veterinary pathology program. And so just for feedback from you guys, we still have our topics of interest survey. We do use those to have them engage with pathologists we reach out to, and based on what people are interested in, are just going to feedback them, giving us more information about what you guys like about our posts, what you guys like about the webinars, and then specific to the webinars, we can have a feedback form that we send out at the end of each webinar to see what people would like for future webinars, or if they have any suggestions or questions for the speakers. We also have been working on a policy paper with the state of community one health on the role of veterinarians and how we can bridge the gap in veterinary education to improve disease prevention and control of all around the world. And we will have more information on that later. So I just wanted to give a look of things to our team. We meet regularly, and we all are very hardworking. This year could not have been as good as it was without every single person on this team being as dedicated provide that information to you guys. And I believe that's a QR code to our website. So if you guys have any questions, please reach out to me. This was a really fabulous opportunity for me, and I hope to include more pathologists in the future and more interesting talks for you guys.
Thank you. So if you cannot pronounce it well. Okay, so next on the agenda is alumni network, and yes, that's gonna be alone.
I'm sorry for the voice. Yes. So starting from the projects that we try to bring out this year, we started with the website to have a platform where we can all the projects and all the things that we created or we put up. And in this website, it's still a work in progress. I hope that we will finish it before the end of the term, but it's in a good point. And we followed up on some projects from the term before, such the case presentation. The aim of this project was to bring people together discussing case that they were having at work and giving the opportunity to students to attend to these events and see in safe environment. But we did not have really responsible people, so we tried to organize a few of them, but people stopped replying. Basically, I hope that next term people are more willing to be on this project. And then we have the Young Expertise. The aim of this project is to put together a series of information that could be useful for new graduates. And the informations can be either clinical or soft skills. We did in collaboration with other communities such as SCOBY, SCOGA. It's a work in progress, it's step by step. We did most of the steps, which are within the website, but it's 90% done, basically. And this is regarding guidelines. It's a new project that I personally started because I felt when I graduated and I started working again that if you need to check something, I'm trying different opinions, different point of views based on experience, and guidelines might help you to create your own point of view. certain kind of cases. With collaborations of the communities we have, such as WebEx and this, that agreed on collaborating with us and update, because it was like change of chairs, and to improve the engagement from the members and all the IVSA members, we start to do weekly meets to be updated in social media. Another thing that I think is really nice that we started this year is the welcome email. So once people become an anonymous member, they receive a welcome email with explanation of exactly what is going on with the network, and they have linked all the social media accounts to follow whatever is going on. And following the activities that we have, we organized some webinars. So we had first in model experience toxicology. We had the non-clinical careers, and I'm really proud of this one, for example, not proud of the others, but something that came up from this one is that thanks to this event, one of the attendees was able to talk to the vet, and she found a place to work. So she actually found a job. Then we had the collaboration with IVSA, and the idea of this project is to take their guidelines and have a series of events with an explanation of what they're doing, their guidelines, in an easier way for younger people. And we will, we agree putting that on the academy. And we're sorry that the organization time, we were able to focus only one on the vaccination, but we hope that for more time. We had a few collaborations for missing networks. The mentality is something that we took from last term. It's another way of getting network between students and graduates. We tried, like, they had some difficulties here. We tried to update it, change the documents, and run it again this term. In the first part of the project, run with mentors, so we did not have enough mentors according to the needs and applies. But when we tried, we found a solution, so we did a meeting all together, and at that point, not even my teams tried. So we had a major problem of funding this. Then we had other collaborations with spoke the scientific paper, some webinars with pathology network spoke and Spoka, the AI. Regarding events, we were able to organize a new event in Bali. These are some pictures that I'm going to get too long of this. Unfortunately, we tried to organize the event here as well, but we didn't have we tried with IVSA to have the event here, but we were not able to manage it with the requirements and everything. And last, we took some with veterinary volunteer, and we tried to work on the proposals. So these proposals are basically prepared, they're just to finish. So we have WBC, etc. BC, etc. Regarding, we wanted to be able to give this BC and SPC to the graduates because they need it for continuation. We're trying to find a way to collaborate with them. we post extremely plans since we're already collaborating with other committees and networks. And we can't improve it annually, but we tried a few times, but then we had no reply. So, yeah, just, that would be, if you have any questions and you would like to run for the alumni chair, I'll be here, hopefully with my friends. Again, so,
Seeing none, we are moving to the next agenda point, which is COVID, and that is my right number.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much. IVSA Nepal, meeting number 093. I'm the project manager of SCOVI, and now today I'm speaking in behalf of SCOVI chair, Mohana Marathi. So it was slide. So it's the team report. So we do have fabulous 15 members team during the start of our tenure, but due to the inactivity of IVS SCOVI policy officer, we were remained with the 14 members in our teams from the three regions, that is Asia, Europe, and Sub-Saharan Africa, with the 7 countries, and with the talent and team spirit, we are up to here now. So the accomplishment of SCOVI are following. So maintaining active collaboration with the 3 existing partners, Royal Canin, the British Stream, and our Pune Institute, and running the biggest ambassador program. This year we had 3,900 total ambassadors from different universities, and with the collaboration with other committees like SCAW, Animal Welfare, and we had educational grant, new web talks with the professionals, and EDU Plus website update, and veterinary professional map update as well, and ongoing research survey and hands-on practicals, and good team engagement and bonding activities. So these are our amazing partnerships. And new external collaboration pursued in this term are European Society for Veterinary Clinical Ethology, 4 Animal Welfare Organization, Warsaw Reproduction Control Committee, Animal Disaster Education Program. So in this tenure, there was a regular, we had an essay competition, and the winners were declared, 3 winners were declared with the ebook from Pune Institute and September. There was a IVSA discount notice to those members of all the members of IVSA to have 20% discount who are willing to take subscription of vet accident or the vet stream. And we have completed this diagnostic challenge competition. It's our 2nd time, and we had this with the support of vet accident, and they provided results. And the 4 teams that were declared by the 2nd round after the quiz elimination round, and among 4 teams, team 4 was the winner of it. Now, coming soon with the collaboration with the Royal Canin, we have a quiz competition by nutritional bites by the Royal Canin on the topic of dermatology. And there's a spoiler alert in this. And now recently, SCOVI had announced the social media giveaway of SCOVI Instagram that the winning members should write a 150 words essay on how they feel as a young kid that neonatal care in dogs, cats, and that small animals should be done with the active vaccination, schedule management, and all. And also in the EU, there are sections updated like Central Square Pune Institute which has like facilities for different toolkits that gives clinical insights, and we have achieved the majoring veterinary professional math update. As a project manager, I have also engaged in this program, and we also launched fact cards related to different facts, as we regularly do. And in discovery educational grant, we had three MO as the winner, that is India, Nepal, and Philippines. So India are going to do related to AMR conference in Kerala, and Nepal is going to conduct about wildlife as well, and Philippines similar to training like that activities, and we did have the criteria of like these educational grant proposals should contain those internship opportunities, different laboratory skills like that. And in this SCOBY ambassador program, we have already told, we had 39 ambassadors and engaged them in different projects of SCOBY in their local chapters. And there was a new prize announcement that each ambassador of the month, during the 6-month tenure, each ambassador will get a 1-year free vet lexicon subscription. And for team bonding activities, we did have a game night consisting of scribble games and different musics and all. And it was for SCOBY team only. And recently we did with ambassadors too, because ambassadors feels isolated from the committee. So we made a team with the ambassador as well, and totally gathered together recently. We get 1 month back. And we also had some problems like inactivity, so we did have newly appointed Sanskar card as our policy officer, and we have had a lot in this team. And with the scope, we have launched essay like animal management in animal welfare sections. And with pathology, we have conducted pathology with quiz marathon recently. And the vet talks are with Jason Ellis, and in public health and the transforming life sector that you can find in the talk section of YouTube as well. So these are our few accomplishments, and if you like it, if you have any question, you can get to.
Any questions for Brenda? Seeing none. The chair will now entertain a motion to go into recess of GA. To go into recess until tomorrow, GA, is any discussion on it? Any objection? We are going to recess at 5:50 p.m. minus 5. Stay, because we have some announcements as always. So, let me just first of the announcements. And in general from us. If you do not have access to your member organization email, please go talk to our Secretary General. First, talk to your member organization, but if you cannot reach them, talk to our Secretary General so you can have the access, because that will be important for all the votes. Second thing is, everybody who nominated somebody today or accepted on somebody's behalf should go to talk to the election committee because of all the mess that happened today, just so everything can be cleared up. Second, regarding all of the things, like we talked today about wild and exotic animal network and equine network. If you didn't know, just to remind you, we made a resolution about these 2 networks, and that we are going to vote on them becoming unofficial networks tomorrow. That is on our GA agenda. So please read all the documents that are in the delegates drive regarding this. Read in general all of the documents, because I think tomorrow we also time when we are going to talk about amending the data task force. There is also an SEC proposal. There are also some other bylaws. Please read it. It's very important because we're going to have discussions about it. The next thing is from our lovely DAB, and that is the DAB merge will be selling an auction, selling of DAB merge and collection of auction items will take place from 7 to 7:45, first half of the year tonight. And please, to get change, if you wish to pay in cash, and if you don't have change, then you'll need to wait to get it back. Or you can just not take your change back and donate it to DAB fund. Wow! And then the last one from me is regarding the usage of unpermitted substances, the usage of drugs. It is against our code of conduct because it goes against the law of Peru. So please, guys, do not take any drugs. This doesn't mean that you cannot take cocaine because they are legal here and you can do it and it's a natural thing. Please do not do drugs during the event. And vandalize it. Please do not use drugs during the event. Thank you very much. And now we have announcements from or from Alejandra and